What is going on, you guys? My name is Rage and I am back today with another video for you all. This is going to be part 2 of the beginner farming guide for all the newer mid-game players out there. If you guys haven't already, please go ahead and check out the first part of this series, as it does lay down a lot of foundation for many of the characters needed, especially in terms of this next stage in progress in this game. With that being said, at this point, based on the part 1 video, which I will have in the description below, you're going to have already many of the key pieces required for 3 legendaries. It's going to be Star-Lord, Shuri, and Invisible Woman. In this video, we're just going to be polishing up on the remainder of those characters, in addition, in preparation for the late game, as well as the later stages of the campaign nodes. So, something to bring to your attention as well, as you can see here in the event selection, if you go under the Doom's influence here and hit the little eye for additional information, this is still in effect for the remaining 29 days, and is something to be mindful of because we need to take advantage of it. And I also mentioned this in my first video as well, but as you can see here, I mentioned that we should focus on characters like Mysterio, Hawkeye. These guys are all right now kind of early in the game, and we got to take advantage of that. In addition, as you can see here, we have to take advantage of the fact that Elektra has changed to Shocker, who's another key character in terms of being able to unlock both Shuri as well as Invisible Woman. And last but not least, Villains 2-3 as well, the Hydra Sniper changed to Green Goblin. So let's go ahead and talk about the characters I believe you should farm right now in this next stage, and as well as why. So with that being said, let's go ahead and start off here with the 2 I just mentioned. Shocker, he's in right now Hero Spree 9 for a temporary time being, but it's also because he rounds out that Sinister 6, especially the group that I mentioned in my earlier video with regards to unlocking both Invisible Woman and Shuri. As you can see here, you don't need him too high to be able to unlock the 5 stars, so gotta take advantage of those extra nodes that you can. In addition, Shocker is also found in Cosmic 1-9, so don't fret, don't pressure just because he does have a limited time frame. He's still going to be available. It's just he's going to be in a harder difficulty node, so that's why we got to take advantage of that. Next, Green Goblin. As I mentioned, he's currently right now in Villains 2-3. Gotta take advantage of him because of the fact that, once again, he's more readily available right now for newer players. His normal node is situated in Nexus 5-6, which is a little higher, so that's why we gotta take advantage as well. And as you can see here, having him only at 15k, not that high that in order to be able to unlock 2 significant legendaries, so definitely gotta take advantage. With that being said, let's go ahead now and start off with the other characters that we have to be mindful of in preparation for unlocking a significant character later on in the game. Hela, my earlier videos have been based on how to unlock Hela, but that's not possible without the AIM team, so we're going to go ahead and talk about that preparation. AIM Assaulter here. Currently right now, he is found in the Heroes 5-3, next to the next few chapters in Heroes, but formulating from that part 1 series, you guys should have a really good Heroes team now to be able to push forward. So as you can see here, this AIM Assaulter, even though he's only 32k, he's going to be utilized in both Villain 7 as part of unlocking Hela. In addition, I also utilized him as part of the Doom Chapter 2. So he's going to have a lot of late game value. That's why it's really important that if you invest him in early, don't fret. You're going to be able to utilize him later as well in the game. Next, AIM Security. With Security, you can actually find her in, taking a look here, it is going to be the Villains 5-3. So very similar to the AIM Assaulter 5-3 Heroes. Readily available. As you can see with her, she's going to be the main tank for the AIM team, and similar description to what I mentioned on Assaulter here. Security is going to be able to provide value in terms of being able to be a part of that process in terms of unlocking Hela, as well as those initial 3 stages in Doom Chapter 2 in the very late game. So a lot of value. As you can see here, both these characters are around that 30k mark, so you can definitely feel free to invest in them. They're going to provide some late game value to unlocking those nodes, especially at minimal investment. So that's really key here. And next, we got Scientist Supreme. As you can see here, consistent with the AIM team that I've been mentioning, with Scientist Supreme here, I did invest quite a bit in her because she does a lot of things. She can be utilized in raids, but similar to her AIM team, utilized as part of in terms of being able to unlock Hela in the earlier stages from mid to late. In addition, utilized later on as well in Doom Chapter 2. So Scientist Supreme is really going to be the core of that, and you can find her right now in Cosmic 2-9. So not too far off from that Shocker 1-9, but just be mindful she's going to be later on, but definitely be mindful of being able to farm her, because she's going to be absolutely a massive addition. She's the core and the bread and butter of the AIM team, so we got to have her. So that's who I would focus right now in terms of the progression for the campaign. Last but not least, another key piece to that Sinister Six and Symbiote roster is going to be Venom here. You can find Venom in Nexus 6-9. It is a little bit later in the game, and to be honest with you, I'm bringing him up because he's part of a very significant team right now in the game for the Symbiote team. Very, very relevant, very powerful, almost an auto-win team in Raid. It's absolutely unreal, but because he's found in Nexus 6-9, this is definitely a character I would recommend probably later on in this stage of the process. So the other characters I mentioned before Venom, I would definitely recommend them before just because of the fact that they provide probably more early game value. In addition, based on the Sinister Six and the Spider-Verse characters I've recommended in my part 1, you may not even need Venom to be able to utilize in those legendary locks. The Sinister Six is probably good enough. So just a heads up, Venom is just a character you want to keep in the back of your mind because he does provide a lot of value for that Symbiote team. However, don't stress that you actually need him, because he's just more so of an addition, and then he's going to provide value later on in the late game. That covers all the campaign characters right now at this point. So let's go ahead and analyze the store here for the next step in this stage of farming. In my first part video, I did mention the key pieces here in terms of unlocking both Star-Lord as well as Invisible Woman. However, the next stage is going to be, we're going to be focused mainly on unlocking in preparation for Black Bolt, who requires the Asgardians, in addition, as well as Magneto, who's another significant legendary in the game. So based on the Blitz Store now, if we were able to unlock all the pieces we mentioned, we're going to be aiming for, once again, AIM Monstrosity, because he's part of that AIM roster. Like, again, if you need to unlock Hela, who's going to be part of the Asgardians team for unlocking Black Bolt Legendary, we're going to need a team that gets through Villain 7, and that's going to be Monstrosity. He's going to synergize well with Scientist Supreme and both the AIM characters I mentioned. In addition, following Monstrosity, I would target Toad here as well. Toad, just because of the fact that he can be utilized as part of unlocking Magneto. In addition, following that, I would recommend Stryfe. I didn't need Stryfe personally in order to unlock the Magneto Legendary. However, I know people can just kind of jumble around. You have options here, but first I would focus Monstrosity before these two, just because of the fact that he's going to be utilized in terms of being able to unlock Hela, and Hela is going to be a significant addition to the team. So that's it for the Blitz Store that I would recommend there. In terms of the Raid Store here, similar to what I was saying earlier, it's going to be 2 additions here that I do recommend. It's going to be Cyclops, because he's going to be able to assist in unlocking Magneto. Additionally, he's going to synergize well in the late game, because Cyclops is going to blend and mesh with both Colossus as well as Phoenix in that X-Men team. However, the other significant addition is, unfortunately, it's not showing, so we'll go ahead and hit the orbs here for the additional characters. Shards, hit the eye, and then you can see the random shards for all of them. So Cyclops is the recommendation there. In addition, I do recommend Sabretooth, just because, once again, he can become part of that 5-man roster to unlocking Magneto in the next stage of this legendary process. So that's who I recommend there for the Raid Store. It would be those 2. Next, for the Arena Store, you guys, similar to what I've said earlier, it's going to be mainly just focusing on the next 2 legendaries, right? So in this case, it's going to be, first and foremost, it's going to be Heimdall. Heimdall is going to form another piece of that Asgardians team, a very formidable top 5 team in the game, especially from the early game, because they're both offensive and defensive minded. They can help you push Arena. Additionally, they have great sustainability in the raids, especially for your alliance. So that's what I recommend first and foremost. Following that, it's going to be Blob, because Blob meshes really well with Toad. And again, it's going to form that 5-man team to be able to unlock Magneto, and it just works out perfectly. But I would prioritize Heimdall before Blob, just because of the fact that, again, you want to get the Asgardians team as soon as possible, especially following the unlocks of Star-Lord, Shuri, and Invisible Woman. At this point as well, we didn't talk about it in part 1 because it was too early, but at this point, you should have access to the War Store with your lines, hopefully generating some credits now at this point, and that's going to be key, right? So, as you can see here, it doesn't always show up, but the 2 characters I do actually recommend is Sif, and as well as Graviton. 2 reasons. Sif being part of that Asgardians team, not only being a formidable team, but as well as formulating that 5-man roster to unlock the Black Bolt Legendary. In addition, I do recommend as well Graviton because of that aim roster I was mentioning, because there's going to be a brick wall you're going to hit in Villain 7. And honestly, unless you invest a lot of resources in either the Sinister Six or the Hydra team, the AIM team is going to be the cheapest. I made videos where I've unlocked with 120, 130k team, so that's why it's great to maximize both Sif as well as Graviton. Once those two have been maxed out, then I would recommend proceeding with Pyro here that you can see on the left, just because Pyro, once again, formulates that 5-man roster for Magneto. So, as you can see here, I'm giving you guys a lot of options because you can kind of see from your roster what you need for the pieces. Obviously, you don't have to follow my recommendations perfectly, but these are the guys I do recommend if you're targeting 1 to 2 characters per section of the store to kind of give you guys a progress, and you can slowly work your way towards that. So with that being said, you guys, that concludes my video here for the part 2. At this point, then, you're going to be well on your way to unlocking Invisible Woman, Shuri, as well as Star-Lord. So I mean, this I do believe they come back in a couple months here. Hopefully this gives you guys enough insight in preparing for that. Addition, like I said, please take advantage of the fact that we have Doom's influence right now, especially in getting those Sinister Six shards unlocked rather sooner than later, because they are provided right now in the lower stages of the game, which makes it easier for newer players. So that's my recommendation right now. In my next video, I will be talking about the late stages of the game in terms of Heroes, Villain 7, as well as the Doom stages. So thank you as always for watching, you guys, and I wish you all the best of luck. Keep up the good work, and as always, I'll see you in the next one.